Okay, so in this fast-moving world of digital assets, there's always this big question, right? How do you actually optimize what you're holding? Really make the most of it, especially when it's a whole new frontier. Today on the deep dive, we're going to be digging into something specific in the Pi network, Pi lockups. Our goal here is to really break down the details, especially looking at the difference between locking up before migration versus after. And just, all our insights are coming straight from the source materials provided. We're sticking to the facts.
Absolutely. And, understanding these mechanics, it's more than just your personal strategy. It's really fundamental to getting the whole long-term picture for the Pi network. Its stability, its health.
Yeah.
Every choice you make about lockups kind of feeds into that bigger ecosystem health.
Right. So let's start with the basics. What is a Pi lockup at its core? Well, fundamentally, it's a choice you make voluntarily. If you're a pioneer in the network, you can decide to lock up some Pi for a certain time. It's not mandatory or anything, but there's a real kicker. Doing it boosts your mining rate.
Yeah, that's the immediate hook.
And that boost, it kicks in pretty fast, usually in your very next mining session.
Exactly. But the reason behind it, which the 2021 white paper really gets into, is fascinating. It's all about building a stable, robust ecosystem. Think about it. If people voluntarily lock up Pi for longer, it shows commitment. It signals belief in the future.
Ah, okay. So it reduces that immediate urge maybe to sell, which helps stabilize things.
Precisely. It encourages genuine, long-term thinking and participation, which is, well, vital for any new currency trying to get established. It's a smart way to build confidence.
That makes a lot of sense, building that solid ground. And one thing to stress, something really crucial that applies to both types of lockups we'll discuss. They use the same math for rewards, the same calculations, and maybe more importantly, once you lock up, it's done. Irreversible.
Yeah, no turning back, no early withdrawals.
Like a digital time capsule, you seal it, and that's it for the agreed time. Okay, so that's what they have in common. But the big difference, where you really need to think strategically, is this pre-migration versus post-migration thing. Let's tackle pre-migration first. My first thought was, wait, how does that work if the Pi isn't even on the mainnet yet?
That's a really common question, and it gets right to the heart of it. Pre-migration lockups are kind of like a promise. You're setting your lockup terms based on the Pi you expect to migrate later. So the mining boost you get now is based on that future commitment.
I see. So you get rewarded currently for the lockup that will actually happen when your transferable balance moves to mainnet.
Exactly. The lockup itself is applied at the time of that migration event. It affects the Pi as it moves.
Okay, got it. And setting this up, is it complicated?
No. It's designed to be pretty straightforward. Right in the main Pi mining app, you just tap the little hamburger menu icon, go to Mainnet, and then you'll see Configure Lockup Rate.
Simple enough. Okay, so that's the pre-migration path, setting things up for the future. What about the other side? What if your Pi has already migrated? You're on the mainnet. That's where post-migration lockups come in, right?
That's right. And these are different because they apply to Pi you already possess on the Mainnet blockchain. This is Pi that's, live in your Pi wallet.
So it's acting on Pi that's currently yours on the main network.
Correct. And the implementation is much more direct. You confirm the lockup in your wallet interface, and boom, it's locked right there on the blockchain instantly. Verifiable.
That instant blockchain action feels like a key difference. Real-time commitment. And for setting these up, you'd go into the Pi browser.
Yes, into the Pi browser, open your Pi wallet, make sure you're on the mainnet view, not the test net, and you'll find the lockups button right there.
Okay, clear distinction. Pre-migration is set in the mining app for future Pi. Post-migration is in the wallet for current mainnet Pi. Now, there was something else mentioned specifically for post-migration that sounded, really interesting. The 200% lockup. How on earth do you lock up 200% of something? That sounds like impossible math.
Yeah, it does sound a bit strange at first glance, but it's actually a clever feature recognizing how the ecosystem works. You can lock up 200% of the Pi amount that was migrated to your wallet from mining.
Okay, 200% of the migrated amount. But still, how?
Well, think about it. Once you're on Mainnet, you might get more Pi, right? Not just from your original mining migration. Maybe you use Pi apps and earn Pi, or you engage in local commerce, selling something for Pi, or someone sends you Pi.
Ah, I see. So you might have more Pi in your wallet than just what initially migrated over from your mining balance.
Exactly. So the 200% option lets you lock up an amount that reflects not just your migrated balance, but potentially also this additional Pi you've acquired through other activities on Mainnet. It lets active participants leverage all their Mainnet Pi activity to maximize their lockup rewards.
That's actually pretty smart. It rewards deeper engagement within the mainnet ecosystem itself, allows you to really maximize those lockup mining rewards if you're active beyond just mining.
Precisely. It's a strategic tool for those really involved.
So bringing this all together then, for you listening, what's the main takeaway here? What does this mean for you?
Well, it means you have choices, strategic choices. The key difference really comes down to which Pi is affected and when. Pre-migration. You set it up now, it affects the Pi that will migrate later, and the lockup happens at migration. You get a mining boost now based on that future promise. Post-migration, this is for Pi already on Mainnet in your wallet. The lockup happens instantly on the blockchain when you confirm it in the wallet.
And the 200% option is only for post-migration.
Correct. So you really need to look at your own situation. Have you migrated yet? How much Pi do you have on Mainnet? What are your long-term goals with Pi? Remember, these are voluntary, but they are powerful tools for shaping your participation and rewards.
Absolutely. So hopefully that gives you a much clearer picture of Pi lockups, the differences, the how-tos, and the strategic thinking involved.
And maybe just a final thought to leave you with. As you decide on your lockup strategy, think bigger for a second. How does your personal choice, your commitment, actually play into the overall health and stability of this whole new digital economy being built? What could that mean, not just for you, but for where decentralized digital currencies might be heading? Something to ponder.
A great thought to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.